Hello, my name is Shirley Self, and I'm here to talk astrology. And today I wanted to talk about a couple of interesting and important Arabic parts. The Arabic parts, you're probably familiar with this one. This one is called Fortuna, and this is actually also called the part of the moon. And there are these two ways of dealing with it. If you're a day birth, this is the formula. If you're a night birth, this is the formula. For a long time, there was much confusion about Fortuna, and when I first was introduced to Fortuna, I was given the wrong one. It was calculated for a day birth, and what it gave me virtually was this: when you miscalculate Fortuna, what you're getting is a part of spirit, also known as the part of the daemon. Now, while this gives you, Fortuna will tell you how you go about achieving material security, how to maintain your body health, where to find wealth, good fortune. And so that's Fortuna. The part of the daemon will tell you what your job is. The daemon has a specific job for you to do here, a specific lesson to learn, work to do, something that you particularly are to contribute. And this is the part of the sun, and that's the way you calculate the part of the daemon. Now, let's look at the United States horoscope here, because here's our Fortuna. Okay, stick. Hang on there. Here's our Fortuna. It's up here by Mercury. So if you focus on that, let's put it at the ascendant, a part of Fortuna. Look what happens. It's not only did it put the Chiron conjunct the part of spirit up here in the ninth house, and virtually on the midheaven, but it put that Pluto, that the big business that has been so free for the whole duration of the United States, so free to trample through our second house of goodies, our second house of resources, making rich people richer and richer and doing virtually nothing for the common man. So when you put that Fortuna here, and that Mercury is right there, that Pluto's over there in the sixth house, where it might be a little more useful. And it gets it out of the second house of our resources. And it also highlights the part of the daemon, so that, dealing with the part of fortune or the part of the daemon, either one of those things is going to lead us into a better life. Look where all this Cancer comes, right down here in the house of home. This is where it belongs. And I really do believe that if we focus on this hero's journey, it's Chiron there. We're having our Chiron return. And if we start paying attention to the fact that we need to make reparations to, our Chiron is in Aries in the fourth house. And what it tells us is it talks about the war that killed off so many of our native people and put them in reservations, stole their land. And it's also talking about the slaves who gave their substance and their lives to make other people rich. And we owe these people, our black people, our native people, we owe them a great debt. Black people built Washington, D.C. We owe these people a debt. and to follow, to focus on our part of our daemon, and it's right there next to our Chiron, our hero's journey, would be to repair so much that is wrong with this country. The inequality of resources, the homeless problem, the homeless problem. And I would also put the legislature over there in the 6th house where they might actually do some work and be useful. So pay attention to your part of spirit. It'll tell you your job, what you're here to do, what your daemon wants you to work on. One other thing I needed to talk to you about today was this book, is my book, and it is available on Amazon. But if you go to this address on the internet, and that is mysterySchool-members.com/books/the-phases-of-the-souls-development. Addresses used to be easier before we got so carried away with communication. Anyway, if you go to that, you will not only get a video on how to calculate moon phases, but you will get a address. You'll be able to download this. You can put in your email address, and they will send you this. I recommend that you print it on cardstock, and because then it'll last you a while. And I've just got this pinned with a button and a little pin there. But they make these. I don't even know what they're called, but you can poke them through the center and you can bend back the little thingies, and then you've built a spinner. For years, I calculated the moon phase the way video tells you to calculate a moon phase, and often I would go the wrong way, and so sometimes I was screwed up. But my dear friend said, I don't want to have to calculate the moon phase. Why don't you make me a spinner? And I went home and did. I had not thought. So this wonderful thing, simplifies life immensely. Now let me show you how it works. The United States, for instance, the United States sun is at 13 degrees of Cancer. So let's find 13 degrees of Cancer. There it is, 10, 11, 12, 13. And we're going to put this on the 0 line, 13 degrees of Cancer. Okay, now look for where is the moon. The moon is at 27 degrees of Aquarius. Where is 27 degrees of Aquarius? Right up here at moon phase 18. So United States is a moon phase 18. Now, if you want to do the astrology and find out on your chart where your creative genius and your body of fate are, here's how you do that. You take the ascendant, and for the United States, our ascendant is at 12 Sagittarius. And you're going to put that ascendant, 12 Sagittarius, on the cusp of the moon phase. You see? 12 degrees right there on the cusp of moon phase 18. Now, you have to know where the creative genius and body of fate are. And the creative genius for 18 is 12. Notice they're color-coded. So look at the cusp of 12, and that is about 26 degrees of Virgo. Now, so your creative genius, the United States, is our Mercury, which is conjunct Fortuna and opposite Pluto. But that creative genius is how we go about coming in, because that Mercury is conjunct Fortuna. And that's how we would go about evening up the resources of the United States. Instead of turning the big business in give them freedom in our resources, and then letting them plunder our resources and get richer and richer and richer, it would, I think, be much more equitable. The common population would rise, and we would have more substance. We would have more money. We would have homes, perhaps. So that's the way you find remember that the creative genius is opposite the body of fate. They're both important and the way they work with the phases moves and changes as the phases move through the cycle. Anyway, there's that long address that in which you can find and receive this, and it is worth it. It is worth it. If you want to use the book at all, beyond calculating your own moon phase, you know, you can not only calculate your moms and your dads and your brothers and your sisters and your favorite enemy, but you can also, one thing I did was I added up all the planets in my family. I added all 5 suns and divided by 5 to get the family sun. And I added all our moons and divided by 5 to get the family's moon. And I discovered that my family was a moon phase 25. And that fits us so well. We did not follow anybody else's path. We went our own way. We went our own way and are proud of it, and did good things. So I'm well, and I'm praying that you're well and you're enjoying your summer. And don't forget, one of the most important thing I have learned in the past few years is that love is the most important thing that we build in this world. So when you love people, let them know it. It's important, and it matters a lot. Take care. I'll talk to you later.